one team, you like to see those things that you're trying to put together.
Second shot will not fall, so 11-8 your score as, well, I forgot to hit the go live button.
Really?
I wish I was joking. 3 minutes left in this first quarter. 11-8 your score as the Bombers lead. 3 3-pointers for them and then 1-2, while as really it's been all Fogelsong for the South Fulton Rebels. That's the situation here as I'm an idiot. That's the biggest way to say it. At least I haven't done that yet this year.
Right.
A few years ago, especially on that's another 2 for Fogelsong. A few years ago, I had that issue because you have to click it twice, and man, once you click it once, it sets everything up. It looks exactly right. How am I supposed to know? 2:11 to go with 1 point differentiating these two teams. Conley, top of the key, takes the 3. That one falls for him. Another sports corner 3. His second, 4th for the team, as now it's 14-10 with 2 minutes to go. 1:52 left to go. Looking for the screen, top, can't get it. He passes a little bit of a heavy pass, almost bobbled it. Down low, puts it up for 2. Fogelsong's going to have it blocked. Conley will get the rebound. We'll call that Nick Elby's block. Looking for the screen. He'll take the 3. Drew Watson can't get it. Rebounded. And they'll hand it off to Fogelsong right back to number 12, Avery Fawcett. That's going to be hawked away by Conley. Conley puts it up. Has to finger roll it in. Almost got it. Almost got all the way up there for a dunk. 16-10 after the nice shot down low. South Fulton going to slow it down a little bit, set up their offense, and they're actually going to do the exact opposite. Rolls right around, doesn't see anybody stopping him, so he'll take it himself. Another 2 for Jonas Shaw. People on the ground, a second chance opportunity to tip, can't get it. They get the rebound once again offensively. Offensive rebounds been big for the Bombers so far.
Jonah Shaw for South Fulton. He's one of those kids that comes off the bench, and he plays with a lot of heart and soul. As you just seen that last play, hustle, heads up, read. Very nice job by number 1, Jonah Shaw.
29 seconds remaining in the first quarter, 16-12 your score. Watson with it. He'll cut inside, puts it up for 2. Drew Watson able to get 2 points on. So 18-12 your score with 15 seconds left in this first quarter. With the ball, hands it back over towards Jonah. Shaw trying to skip pass all the way over towards Miller. Miller for 2. They're going to pass it over to Shaw. Shaw has to throw it up and can't get it. 18-12 your score here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. We'll take a break and be back here for the second quarter.
It's hard to stop a train.
My experience with McDonough District Hospital was amazing. I have a lot of allergies, complicated by nasal problems. And the procedure I had is Vive Air. Dr. Sparks was incredible.
The Vive Air procedure is a radiofrequency ablation procedure. She no longer has to do any medications to breathe, so she gets much more restful night's sleep. And a short little office procedure, and have somebody that feels like it's totally changed their life means the world.
It's a permanent improvement on the quality of your life.
Welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH for the second quarter. This game brought to you by Ron Ilby Auto Sales, with locations in Macomb and Augusta, and with 80 years of car sales experience. Ron Ilby Auto Sales is your hometown go-to for your next car. In Macomb on East Jackson Street, stop in and talk to Justin, Jared, or Chris, or visit www.ronilby.com to check out their inventory. Start of the second quarter. Bombers lead the Rebels, but really you take away three-pointers out of the equation, Rebels might be leading right now.
And the inside play of Caden Fogelsong They're at the start really shocking the Bombers and putting up 6 points. And now they've kind of keyed on him, and that's what you got to do. And now at South Fulton, you got to key on the guys for Macomb that you see scoring. You got to pressure those shots.
So far, multiple threes, not only for Malachi Conley, but for Braden Holthouse. So those are two main ones to look at so far. I believe, as we kind of talked about before, I accidentally forgot to hit the live button. The JV game, big blowout, over 30-point deficit. I think Macomb might have been underestimating Fogelsong a little bit.
Yeah, they were. Riley Fogelsong, he had 15 points for South Fulton JVs, and he really put a shock into them, especially there in the first quarter. And then the first quarter, they finally got a read on him.
So timeout taken just to end that little bit of a mess trying to find the ball. This game brought to you by McDonough District Hospital. McDonough District Hospital athletic trainers, the MDH Rehabilitation Center. Locations in Bushnell and Macomb. Provide expert help to all student athletes in the prevention, care, and rehabilitation of all athletic injuries. Learn more at mdh.org. McDonough District Hospital. More than hospital care, a hospital caring. Also brought to you by Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling. Since 1960, Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling has provided the greater Macomb area with expert sales, service, and installation of quality home comfort systems. Call your local Carrier dealer today at 309-833-2852 and find out how Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling delivers 365 days of indoor comfort. 18-2, your score. 7 minutes remaining in the first half. Looking for the screen. They're trying to pass out defense much tighter, as we talked about. They started out super tight on the corners, a little bit laxer to help them out in the bottom. Now everybody is manned up perfect. Shot high, and that'll touch the top of the backboard and go in, and it'll be Macomb ball. 6:44 to go. Holthouse hangs it over to Cooper. Down low, puts it up for two. That's Elby, as Nick Elby will get to. I'll make it a 20-12 point game. Rebels cross half court, hangs it over towards Jonas Shaw. Shaw rolling around. He's going to try and split the defenders. He does. Just off too high up the glass. Way down low pass. Hands it over. Can't get a hold of it. And it'll go towards the Rebels. Malachi Conley coming back into the game alongside. That is Gabe Hicks and number 15, Jackson Miller. Nolan Hogue also coming back into the game for Macomb. Rebels will take it out. They'll try to get half court. Watson there with the defense. Swings it over. On the elbow, it's going to be tipped out by Conley. Last touched by the by the Rebels. And it'll be Bomber ball. 5:52 left to go in the first half. Isaac with the ball, hands it over to Conley. Conley spins back around, trying right side, hands it off to Watson. Down low, wide open, two for Nolan.
That's back-to-back plays where the Bombers have scored in the paint. That's something that you've got to deny. If you're wearing that purple jersey, you've got to deny that paint to the best of your capabilities.
They're going baseline underneath the basket. It's going to be a sports corner three. Can't get it. Rebounded by Fogelsong. Two once again for Caden. But if you're the Rebels, you've got your paint position. You get there on the block. You need to make sure you know where your man is and make sure nobody's behind you waiting on for a cut like that.
But then if you're the Bombers, you got to know where Caden Fogelsong has 12 of the 14 points South Fulton scored. Caden Fogelsong has 12 of the 14.
22-14 your score. A little bit of a stutter step there. Hands it right back to Miller. Miller over to Thiner. Looking for the elbow. That will roll out on the ground, but Fogelsong picks it up, hands it over. They'll take it on the elbow again. This time it'll fall for Jude Thiner. 22-16, 4:38 to go. Across half court, that's Drew Watson. Looking for the screen. Has wide, takes it up to 2, can't get it. That'll be rebounded by Feiner. Feiner, cross pass, a little bit high, but able to corral it. And the Rebels this time have Fogelsong up top. Nobody down in that paint. Is it wide open? Looking for a cut, and it's stolen away. A little bit worrying too much about where everybody was going. Forgot about the ball, as that's 2 for the Bombers on the steal. (24-16). Playing a little bit of overload, everybody on the left side. Decides not to use the screen. Over to the corner. Conley on the defense. Hands it back up to Miller. On the wing, it's going to be tipped out, stolen out once again. Second steal in a row there for Isaac. And Conley with it. Down low, over and across. Puts it up for 2.
Now, on that defensive stance there for South Fulton, it just looked like they were completely drained, and it's too early to be drained on defense like that.
And Macomb able to help them out as they're coming and rushing to help save them. Quick little drop down, quick little pass over, just set up another shot. This game brought to you by McDonough District Hospital. Thank you for voting McDonough District Hospital Rehabilitation Center as best of the best in McDonough County. Let their experienced and dedicated sports medicine and rehabilitation staff show you why MDH has been voted best of the best. 3 convenient locations serve you, 2 in Macomb and 1 in Bushnell. Also brought to you by the Sports Corner at 124. Macomb's original local sports bar is the Sports Corner at 124, with a focus on local sports. Catch WIU games and all the area TSSR Game Time live broadcasts at Sports Corner at 124, all while enjoying your favorite cold drink and some of the best food in West Central Illinois. Stop in and say hi at 124 North Randolph Street in Macomb. And finally brought to you by King Family Chiropractic. King Family Chiropractic, with locations in Bushnell and Macomb, supports Macomb athletics. They offer office hours in Macomb Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Bushnell Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. To set an appointment, call 309-837-MyDC. That's 6932. They also perform DOT/CDL physicals for just $85. As we get set for the next offensive stand for the Rebels. So down 6. Most of their shots off in the paint or just around the paint. We'll see maybe if they try to go out back further into the three-point side. They try that time, can't fall. It'll be rebounded down low to Nolan. Nolan takes it on the run, can't get it. It'll be rebounded there by number 32, Riley Fogelsong. Like we talked about, Fogelsong now, both of their players will be ending up down in that center position. Main players to look for, that's going to be a travel in the left side.
Could have been a travel, could have been an offensive foul. The whistle was blown, and one of the two that it could have been was called.
Hunter Atkins in the game for the Rebels. 2:33 left to go in this first half. And if you're the Rebels, you might be down 10, but it doesn't feel like a down 10 nearly at all.
You're
Conley
right.
over to the corner, can't get it, rebounded, second rebound, third rebound, and that one falls in. And I mean, if they're going to come back on this one, they need to get a butt on somebody and push people out of the way.
Exactly right, and right there, perfect showing. Like I said earlier, you can't give Macomb second or more than one opportunity.
3-ball falls that time for Trenton Miller. Sports corner 3 for the Rebels. As instantly Macomb gets it on the offensive side, not letting these players have a break at all. Shot for 2, falls, as pretty much anything's going for the Bombers right now. And if it's not going to fall, they're just going to get another opportunity with that offensive rebound. 1:30 to go as they cross half court. They'll roll Conley over and across and zigged when he should have zagged. And it goes out of bounds. Back into the game, Avery Fawcett for the Rebels. And, we talked about it last time we announced a Bomber South Fulton game, but the boys South Fulton uniforms still have that green the green and purple accent.
They do. I did have to ask about the ladies' jerseys, and nobody really knew the story behind it.
Picked off just like a receiver, puts it up for 2, and the foul. My Lord. Isaac Lenbaugh was running so fast, I didn't even think he'd able to pull that off. But that'll make a 32-19-point game with a chance to put it up for 3.
Lenbaugh for the Bombers really gets everybody excited in this whole gym. They're on the far side with the student section and all the fans all the way back over to the other side of the gym to his own bench. Everybody excited on that great play and looking forward to this old-fashioned three-point attempt.
Well, if that's what they call referees having a conference right now, couldn't decide who to call the foul on. But they'll give that to number 12, Avery Fawcett, his second, team first, as I believe only 2 or 3 fouls this entire half.
Yeah, yep. Macomb right now sits at 1. I think they had 2 there in the first quarter.
So chance for a 3-point play for Isaac. And he nails it. 33-19 Bombers. With just over 1 minute left to play. They'll run the same play, the 4 up. Looking for a screen. Miller picks up his dribble, but ooh, man, just zigged when he should have zagged. Here comes Holthouse for 2. So Bombers get another one. Looks like the student section has gone over to the corner. Maybe luau night, some type of Hawaiian theme. A lot of blue and pink out there. It might be like Miami Vice. Puts it up for 2, can't get it, on the ground, second chance opportunity, can't fall, rebounded by Conley. 26 seconds left to go here in this first half, 35-19 your score. Thank you for watching here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. You know, as much as you guys can see, I've really enjoyed calling this game because both teams utilizing offensive sets. A lot of movement, a lot of everybody knows where to go and how this will work, and both teams using that to advantage.
They are. Macomb just a little too much so far. Like you said a few minutes ago, only by 10. It went down to 9. Now we're at 16, but it still doesn't feel like that much of a point deficit here.
1 second left, can't get it off, and that'll be the end of the first half. 35-19 your score. And we'll just keep it here for a second just to see what the student section has lined up. While we're here, I can tell you that this game's brought to you by Western Illinois University. At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in because purple stands out. At WIU, there's limitless potential with campuses in Macomb, Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
And welcome back to Halftime with Milton Griffin, Director of Radiology here at MDH. And Milton, sharp dress, the sharpest dressed interview I think I might have ever done in my life, let alone here at MDH.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Obviously, since you take pride in how you look, you take pride in your department, I would imagine, too, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I appreciate Montgomery District Hospital affording me the opportunity to be part of a wonderful organization and a spectacular healthcare team.
Now, when people hear radiology, I think they think x-rays. At least that's what I think. But there's more to it than that, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. So it's predominantly radiology, but we also have MRI, DEXA, and ultrasound. And those areas do not incorporate x-ray. So, but it's incorporated in the radiology department.
So there's obviously a lot that goes on in your department. So there's a lot of areas you have to have some level of expertise, I would imagine, to be able to be the director. What is it, a hospital the size of MDH offering a wide range of available options in the radiology department? What's that say about MDH?
Right. So number one, we have some of the most advanced level equipment. Number two, we offer a comprehensive array of radiology services, and that speaks volume for a rural healthcare organization, because usually a rural healthcare organization, they offer some services, but it's not comprehensive. But at MDH, we have the ability to offer comprehensive services, as well as the equipment that we have is top of the line.
Now, obviously, radiology is an important part of medicine, but what is it about radiology that drew you to that department?
So when I was in high school, I was in charge of a science project, and one of the books that I was given had a snapshot of a chest x-ray in the upper right corner. And I spoke to my guidance counselor, and she informed me that that's a chest x-ray, and that's done by radiology technology. And that kind of led me down the path of becoming a radiology technologist.
Radiology's changed a lot. I don't know how long you've been in the business, but when my mom was in teens and early 60s, they did x-rays for things that they would never do x-rays for now.
Absolutely.
So I'm sure you've seen a lot of change through the years too, right?
Absolutely.
What has been the biggest change that you've seen?
So I've been in radiology for 47 years, and the biggest change that I've seen is leaving the old technology, which was chemistry, film, and very heavy cassettes, and more or less an image taking from the time that the doctor ordered the image, and if he wanted to see it on an acute basis, it was probably maybe 15 minutes. Now, an acute image can be done, and the doctor can be at the bedside viewing the image in 10 seconds.
That's crazy.
Isn't it?
It's crazy. So we've talked to a lot of people in our time here about they're from Macomb, and you're not from Macomb. You told me you're from Chicago. What drew you to Macomb?
So I was interviewing for director's positions, and the organization that brought me here it's B.E. Smith, and B.E. Smith is one of the largest healthcare recruiters in the United States. And the recruiter told me, I have a wonderful opportunity, and it's very close to where you are. I said, really? It's close to? Well, I never saw it on Indeed. And she said, no, it's real close to where you are. And then she kind of chuckled, and then she said, well, it's actually in Macomb. So when we finished talking, I Googled the hospital. I saw that it really wasn't very close to Chicago. But I decided to allow the allow everything to take its course. And my first phone interview was with the Vice President of Human Resources and the CEO. And I was very impressed by being interviewed by the CEO on a phone screening call. And that kind of, when they said, well, we like what we heard and we want you to come for an on-site visit, and the rest is history.
Well, before I let you go, we're about done. We're getting ready for the second half here, but I heard through a grapevine that you had a baseball Hall of Fame story?
I do.
Hall of Fame story?
Yes.
What is that all about?
So Sammy Sosa played for the Chicago Cubs, and at that time I was the assistant director for radiology at the University of Chicago. And Sammy Sosa had an episode where it was discovered that his bats were corked. And he had donated these some of his bats to the Hall of Fame. And the Hall of Fame had a exhibit at the museum in Chicago. And the Hall of Fame wanted to make sure that the bats that they had did not have cork. So they called us and they said, "Can we bring the bats over so that you can take an X-ray of the bats to verify if they're corked or not?" So Dr. Barron, who was the chair of the department, contacted me and said, "This is what we're going to do." So at 6:30 a.m., this contingent of very high-level folks entered the medical center. They found us in radiology. We took an X-ray of the bats. The bats did not have cork. Dr. Barron said, "Why don't we take one step beyond?" And we took CTs.
And welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. As we get set for this second half, hope you guys like the halftime show. You know, thought it'd be like a 60s, thought it might be Miami Vice. Teen Beach movie. Don't know exactly how a Disney Channel movie from 2013 is popular enough to do songs, but hey, maybe it's like one of those cult favorites that wasn't a big deal.
It might be one of those things only here in Macomb.
It might be. I remember I was talking about it at the half, but after about the third song, I started going, man, I recognize this song. Why do I recognize it? And then, boy, as that shot goes in for Nolan Hogue, we'll get back to basketball instead of talking about movies. 7:22 left to go. 37-19 your score as the Rebels trying to get it down low. They do get it towards Focusong, but Conley's right there to tip it out and steal it away. They might be trying to kind of double-team Focusong once he grabs the ball, have a defender in front and trying to get that steal from around.
Right. Then the worst thing that you can do is do that just one dribble because you're going to get attacked. And Kenny, I'm one of those people that is not a fan of the power dribble.
Into the corner, sets it up, steps back for two, a long two, but it'll still fall. I mean, I can see why it is effective when you use it correctly and you – oh, they'll say that was a sports corner three. I couldn't even see from the corner. You know, it is effective when you're able to use your body and use that momentum to push through. But if you don't use that and you just used your dribble, boy, it can really spell trouble. Shot off the front iron, big pass. Drew Watson puts it up for two. Here's what, you know, South Fulton needed to avoid, that quickness, the special defensive skill of this Bombers team. They're just ready to put points up big because everything else after that makes it so much easier. Looking for the screen, high up, hands it back out. Splits the defenders back to the corner. Hits it from a little bit farther from the elbow. That's two for number 4, Hunter Adkins. Bombers trying to get it. It's be on the ground, picked up by the South Fulton Rebels, kicked back out, and the referee helps the Rebels. They're going to put it up for two, and will not go. Second chance opportunity, puts it in. And, you know, we kind of talked about how there weren't too many fouls in that first half. Boy, I think I counted about 3 shooting fouls on that corner. They are letting them play. 3 for Drew Watson. That one falls for a sports corner 3. 45-23, 5:05 left to go here in the third quarter.
Biggest point deficit of the contest tonight.
Indeed. As the fan section down there have some signs, including what looks to be the John Cena hustle, loyalty, and respect. Drive it in the lane on the ground. It'll be rolled out, and it'll go out of bounds. Back into the game for the Bombers, 23, Nick Elby. And then back into the game for South Fulton is Jude Thiner and Trenton Miller. Holthouse will bring it across half court. 4:38 to go in this third quarter. Nolan swings it down to Holthouse, looking for the low shot. Conley, he'll take the sports corner three off the back iron, rebounded by Nolan. And I mean, it's hard to do anything when you don't have that height advantage, because looking at Thiner compared to, that's 23, that's Elby. The big difference there, as Nolan will get a three. That's why you got to get a body in there, because he does reach on top. You can get that behind back call.
And Macomb had a chance at 2 points, and then they end up getting a second opportunity and getting the 3 points to go down.
It's been a big rebounding game for the Bombers. Line ball back into the game. Timeout taken by South Fulton, so we'll take a timeout here as well. 23 your score. We'll take a break and be back.
Since 1958, McDonough District Hospital has proudly served the residents of West Central Illinois.
It's hard to stop a train.
Welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. 4 minutes on the clock here in the third quarter. 48-23. And you know, at the end, or at least halfway through that second quarter, 10-point deficit, really looking good for the Rebels. And boy, they have just come out slow here to start this half.
They have. They gave too many opportunities to Macomb, and been beat on fast breaks a couple times. That's why we're at 25-point deficit right now.
Watson for three, can't get it off the back corner. And Conley still looking for that steal all the time, just waiting for it, looking for an opportunity. But at the same time, not really, getting fouls, no reaches in. He's waiting for a good opportunity. As that's going to be tipped up, and last touch by the Bombers will go out of bounds. Isaacs had a few steals as well. With 3:17 left to go in this one. This game brought to you by Midwest Ice. Do you need ice for your upcoming event? Look no further. Midwest Ice has you covered. Midwest Ice is Central Illinois' newest ice delivery service. We deliver ice to your event. Call Blaine Wrench at 309-351-8192 for a quote today. On the ground, trying to put it up, can't get it. Third opportunity, but that one's going to be a foul. I think they'll get Lenbaugh from behind. Indeed, that's his first, team first.
There's that work ethic that I was talking about whenever Jonas Shaw came off the bench the first time. He got 2 opportunities there, then drew that contact to go to the line, makes his first free throw.
I believe only the third time we've been up to the line, as he hits both. 48-25, 3 minutes to go in the third. As Conley will swing it left side, looking down low, has Watson, comes over, hands it off to Conley. Conley for three. Oh, that just rattles out. That'll be rebounded that time by Miller. Trent with the ball, splits the defenders, gets a little bit too far down, has to help. And that one works for him. Hunter Adkins on the backside. I noticed that a few times. That's going to be another shot for Drew Watson. And boy, they're putting points up before I can even come back from making the scoreboard change. 50-27 your score with 2:10 left to go. You know, they've set up, they want to drive in and then pass out, but a few times the South Fulton team has driven in too far as there'll be a travel on the slide. Conley was hoping he wouldn't call that as a whistle and he could get another steal.
Right. I was looking at Coach Mike Simpson thinking maybe he would say something about that because to me it looked like it's just a slide, and that's not a travel. Many people think that's a travel, and it definitely looks like a travel, but you can slide all the way across the floor, and that's not a travel because you're not rolling, you're not taking steps.
Yep, it's the roll most of the time that will get them. Back into the game, Jackson Miller alongside Gabe Nix for the South Fulton Rebels. It tips on the way. Hunter puts it up for 2 and nails it. Left side, left hand. Small thing that as, you know, a player, especially in junior high, I never understood. Well, why would I try to use my left hand? I can't shoot with my left hand. Now that I see it in a real game and I know a little bit more, great job of using it. Even though Bomber wasn't quite near him, Holthouse probably wasn't going to get that block, still using it. Down low pass into the corner. Miller steps up for 2. Can't get it. It's going to be tipped around. Puts it up for 2, and that one falls. 50-31, 1:04 left to go. Setting up for a corner play. They'll hand it right back off to Conley. Conley will take it low this time. Big pass. They'll hand it down to Nick. Nick Elby, fade away 2, can't get it. Rebounded, but it's been tipped out by Conley, stolen away. Or I guess the tip was corralled by Holthouse. Conley being double teamed. Swings it over to the far side, and they can't save it before he goes out of bounds. 30 seconds to go. 50-31 your score. They'll take the ball out. Rebels with it. 24 seconds left in this one. Looking for the screen. Hands it down, but it's going to be stolen away by Holthouse on the fast break. Puts it up, and just a little too far underneath the basket to put it on. And it'll be 10 seconds left on the fast back. Hunter to Fogelsong for another alley-oop. 2 seconds to go. Holthouse got to put it up, and he gets it off the back iron. So 50-33 your score at the end of 3. We'll take a break and be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
It's hard to stop a train.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
You get the opportunity to see so many different things that if you worked at a bigger hospital, you may not be able to see. You know, work is not just about the job, it's also about the people that work alongside you, and we have the best teamwork. They're like a second family. Sometimes you can't get that feeling other places.
This game brought to you by Pawn Plus. Pawn Plus is proud to have served Macomb and the surrounding area for over 20 years. Providing cash for most items of value. Pawn Plus is the area's largest seller of used items, including firearms. They also provide on-site jewelry repairs and are open 9 to 5, Monday through Saturday. They have a great selection of jewelry, electronics, tools, and video games. Located at 324 West Jackson Street in Macomb between Ierko and Taco Bell. Set to go for the fourth quarter as the Bombers lead. They'll have the ball here on the left side. Puts it up for 3. Drew Watson can't get that one. Rebounded by, that is number 1, Jonah Shaw. Down low, open lane. Kicks it over to Atkins. Atkins will get it to fall.
Atkins having a nice game. Scores his 8th point of the contest tonight, making Coach Anderson call an early timeout here in the final quarter.
early timeout, but we'll just go ahead and keep it here with 50-35. Now, deficit is not impossible to come back with, but especially for the Rebels, they got to set up, get some fast shots, and get right back on defense. They really need to hunker down on defense.
Well, you're seeing a home team in Macomb with an 18-4 record against the visiting South Fulton team, who is 2-18. South Fulton's 2 wins both come to Greenview, and Macomb school, they may be smaller, but they're still a lot bigger than the 2 schools that make up South Fulton. So South Fulton coming and hanging like this, that is a successful job well done.
Oh, yeah, and it's not like they've, just put up 35 points on luck. Obviously, their offense is working. The defense has had some good opportunities. I think the biggest thing has been those second chance buckets. They need to rebound much better. They don't have the height advantage, as Nolan can show you right there, and a second chance opportunity put it in for Hobson. But they really just need to get a body, find a person, push them out of the way. Just bulldoze. Down low, nice leaded pass. Hand over to, a little bit of a pass back to myself. And a little give and go, puts it up. That one falls. Leaning 2. 6:44 left to go in this one, 52-37. Holthouse to Conley, down low to Watson. Watson trying to get it off, and they'll call the foul on Jude Thiner, I believe. Yep. That'll be his second, team first.
Refs are in a little bit of a hurry. The sub wasn't even a half court yet, and they're trying to inbound the ball.
Well, Friday night, maybe they got something to do tonight. Holthouse driving in lane. He's fighting around. Nice distraction. Nice use of that spin around. Get the entire defense worried about pass outs. Puts it up for 2. 52-37, 6:16 left to go. And a little bit of a lead pass. The bouncing ball comes straight at the cheerleaders. Instead of trying to grab it, just duck down. Get out of the way. 6:09 left to go. The Bombers with the ball. Hands it off to Conley. Conley looking inside. Drew Watson has an open lane if he wants to take it. Everybody crashes on him down low. Fighting for it. Has to pass it out, and it'll be a reach-in foul. Couldn't grab that one. We'll see they charge that to number 12, Avery Fawcett, his third, team third.
Avery Fawcett with a whole bunch of aggression, just a little too much aggressiveness, and gets a foul called. That's a foul that you can live with, though.
Nice pass by Watson, but it can't fall. Conley will take it a corner 3. Can't get that one, but Nolan goes up for 2, and a foul. I do believe they'll call that one on Adkins. And, it's not like a broken record, but 2 of those shot opportunities would not be there if they just got in front of the defender. And, it's hard to fight against somebody who is taller than you, but you just got to get, spread those lats as much as you can. Don't use your elbows as much, or don't let the referee see you using your elbows. But you want to make sure you can do everything you can to get in front just to hassle them.
Right. And Hogue really did a nice job. He's seen that box out attempt by Fogelsong. He weaved him, and he ended up getting that position to get that possession in his hands and to ultimately send him to the free throw line.
He's able to hit both. Makes it 56-37. 5:25 left to go in the game. Down low. Puts it over to the corner, 3. That's not going to be enough. Trying to fight for it, can't get it. Watson, he's going to, I thought he was just going to go ahead and pull it up from there. 5-10. He's shown he can definitely hit those threes. Already one today, I do believe. Down low. Tipped out of bounds, and it will stay with the Bombers. Back into the game. That is number 1, Jonas Shaw, alongside Nick Elby.
Hobson really was taking a beating there on that last possession as well. Now Hobson goes to the bench, but well-deserved rest for Mr. Hobson.
3 can't get it, but another rebound, that time by Nolan. Going down low, it's going to be stolen away. They hand it back. Set up for 3, can't get that one. Feiner on the attempt. This was the highest number. As for some reason, our internet shut itself off and turned it back on again. I don't know why it does that. Really wish I'd know, because I swear it happens way more. Conley in the corner, decides to hand it back up top to Nolan. He'll swing it around, open lane for Holthouse, can't get it. Fighting for it, Drew was the last one that touched it. It'll go towards the Rebels with 4 minutes left. And back into the game is Isaac Lemba, alongside number 30, Braden Carithers. Corner, as they'll swing it back over to Miller. Looking for a hole in defense. Hands it off. 2 taken, can't get it. 3:28 to go on the fast break. Isaac has to kick it out for Watson. 3. Sports corner 3 for Drew Watson. And a timeout taken, so we'll take a break here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
It's hard to stop a train.
Slide it back to make room for whatever you're storing. Or pull it forward and use it as an additional full-depth shelf. Make room for ingredients of all sizes.
And welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Riley Fogelsong back into the game for the Rebels, alongside Macon Allison in for the Bombers. 3:08 left to go. Shot can't fall. It'll be rebounded. No, stripped away. Stolen away. Referee in the way. It'll go back to the Rebels. And another substitution here for the South Fulton Rebels. Number 25, Brian Parker, into the game.
And this is the first time that we see Brian Parker in the game.
So under 3 minutes left to go. 61-37. Miller for 2. Can't get it. He's going to try and get the rebound. Second chance opportunity. Can't get that fall. It'll be Nolan with the ball. 2:44 to go. Nolan kicks it over to Conley. Conley fakes it. Decides not to use the screen. Back up top. I'll have Nolan, Conley. They had an open shot for 3. Can't get that one to fall. On the ground, second chance opportunity falls for Nick Elby.
And that's the story of tonight's game, is the offensive rebounding by the Bombers, just being massive and dominating the Rebels on the offensive boards. And like you said earlier, the size difference, but that doesn't mean not to put a body on the player.
Shot can't fall. It'll be Conley with it with 2 minutes left to go. 63-37. Conley lost that one a little bit. He's able to fight back for it. Hands it over to Nolan in the corner. Nolan drives baseline. He puts that right in.
It's another thing, you can't allow that easy baseline take for that easy money too, and that's what just happened here with 1 minute 42 seconds left. Timeout. I'm sure Mike Simpson isn't very happy with the Rebels.
So it'll be a full timeout as they get some substitutions in. We'll take a break and be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today, and make your voice heard.
McDonough District Hospital provided such quality health care for us as we delivered our first child. It was a no-brainer for us to come back for the delivery of our second, and we're very excited to have such a great staff that will be here for us. We could have walked in with the clothes on our back and they would have had everything that we need, which I think is very important for the community.
The facilities are fantastic, state of the art, just put us at ease knowing that anything that she needed we were going to be able to get, and we couldn't ask for anything more.
And welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. 1:37 left in this game, 65-37 your score, and a foul on the way. Had a few substitutions coming in fact, a full line change for both teams. So for the Bombers, you've got number 13 out there. That's Macon Allison alongside Colin Adams. And coming back in to switch out with Macon Allison is Ron Petty. With Isaac House. It's Ryan Penn and number 24, Daniel Taylor. 3 attempted, can't get that one to fall. It'll be rebounded by Penn. Fighting for it on the ground. Penn comes up with it, and it's a 5-0. And they'll foul him from behind. 2 shots upcoming. 1:19 left to go in this one. So your team for the Rebels. Looks like number 32, Riley Fogelsong, out with number 15, Jackson Miller. That's number 5, Gabe Nix. Number 30, Braden Carithiers. And number 25, Brian Parker.
1:14 left. If you're South Fulton, you want to fight so that mercy rule doesn't come in to play. Being down by 28 with 1 minute remaining. It looks like South Fulton could pull through and not get that mercy rule.
Penn couldn't get that 3 to fall. It's a 2-on-1. It'll roll out. Rebounded by Penn. Puts it up for 2.
And I say that, and we hit the mercy rule with just under a minute. About 50 seconds remains.
Just under a minute, as getting JV's a little bit of varsity in minutes. Step over. That's going to be stolen away on the fast break. He's going to put it up. And fouled from behind. 2 shots upcoming. We're at 30 points. They're going to stop the clock anyway. We'll roll with it.
Under a minute, so you can get the free throws in.
I did forget about the under the minute rule, yes. I swear I forget rules every time I announce.
And, whenever you have the bench clearing, you watch the Macomb Bombers bench just get so excited with these third stringers or these kids who are trying to move up in the ranks, end up making a nice play or making a nice shot. It gets those players really hyped. That's something good to see.
Can't get that one. It'll be rebounded, this time by the South Fulton Rebels. Kicks it over 3. Falls. Big 3-pointer in the corner for Gabe Nix.
And that is Gabe Nix, Kenny.
21 seconds left to go. And they're going to set up for another 3. This one did not have the arc off the left side. Nix with the rebound. 10 seconds to go. It's going to be tipped out and on the ground. Has to fight for it. He rolls over, but they'll just let that one slide for now. It's 10 seconds left. Fogelsong fighting through, puts it up and in. So the Rebels make it interesting all the way to the finish, but that'll be the end of this game. 67-42 your score. So kind of like we talked about, had them real close, whereas 10-point deficit with about 2 minutes left in the second quarter, and just coming out a little bit flat in that third quarter started this huge lead.
Right, and just like last week whenever Bushnell came to town to Macomb, not a very good record, smaller school, very similar game, really playing hard, hanging in, as much as you can hang in. That's what South Fulton did here tonight. They have nothing to hang their heads about. Yes, 25-point loss, but you came and you played with passion. You played with love. That's what matters. That's what's going to make Coach Mike Simpson from South Fulton happy. And for Coach Anderson's squad, hey, we're 18-4 playing against a team 2-18. We got to show them that, hey, we know that you could have a chance, but Macomb, they came, they played their ultimate defense that they played. They keyed on Fulgelson after Fulgelson scored some. Caden Fulgelson ends up with 18 points, I believe being the lead scorer of the game tonight.
Indeed, between the two teams. So, I mean, as you can see, one great thing that's kind of a newer thing over here, because a lot of these Macomb games are much more of a long drive, a full away crowd section. First time this year that I've called at Macomb with a full section.
And I noticed that. It seemed like there was more South Fulton fans than Macomb here tonight, which is very unusual, which South Fulton's about, well, from VIT about 20 miles, and from Astoria about 32 or so.
So we thank you for watching here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, and we'll see you tomorrow at 11 o'clock in the Washington Street Gym as the Macomb Bomber girls will play. I should know exactly who they're playing. I'm announcing the game tomorrow, but I don't know it off the top. I just looked. Oh, well, you guys will figure out at about 11 o'clock tomorrow. So we'll see you then on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.